Hey, welcome back to Up and Smoke, all about barbecue. I'm Becky, and right now I have a lovely boneless, skin-on turkey breast that I am going to smoke today. I'm first going to do a quick dry brine. This is just going to be for about 5 to 6 hours because this is just under 5 pounds, and I don't want to over brine it, which I'm told people say they've done that before, and it's just gotten stringy and kind of mushy. Usually I'll brine a full-size turkey overnight because it's a little bigger, heavier, all that. But the main thing I'm going to focus on here is the salt. I want a good amount of salt on here. This is going to help tenderize it, help bring some of those juices to the top. I am going to use a little bit of pepper too, some of my seasonings, and just sprinkle this on nicely. Then get a little bit of garlic. Don't want too much. Like I said, the main thing I focus on right now at this stage is the salt, because that's really my tenderizer. Oops, that kind of splooshed out. This is just poultry seasoning that I'm going to put on. And now I'm ready to flip. Once again, I have my spices all covered with plastic so I can still touch them and not worry about it. So, like I said, they left a little bit of the skin on, and later on I'm going to try a technique that I've recently been reading about that people say help crisp up your skin, but that'll come a little later. Right now I'm going to just dry off some of the juice that it was sitting in the package before I start applying my salt and my other seasonings. Like I said, I've got this wrapped up, so we're good in case I need to really pat this in. So I want some good, and I'm going to put, sometimes I like to put a little bit of the seasoning up under the skin. I don't want to pull it up too much, because that can also make it shrink up even more once it's on the smoker. So now I'm just going to start adding my pepper on, then a little more of the garlic on this side, and the poultry seasoning. Then I'm just going to cover this. Oops, probably going to use about 2 pieces of plastic wrap to get this covered. I'm going to put this back in the fridge, and it's the reason I personally prefer a dry brine, just because for me I feel like it's less mess and more contained rather than putting it into a bucket and filling it up with water. And then I don't remember where some people said they've put it, if they put it back in the fridge. I don't have the space for that, and it needs to be kept cold since it's poultry especially. So I like doing it like this. It's nice and compact, fits back in my fridge. So like I said, I'm going to cover this with a couple pieces of plastic, and then in just a bit, after I've brined this for a while, I'll show you the technique that I want to try for crisping up the skin this time, and we'll see how it works. Okay, so I am out at the S&S Kettle grill today. I am going to get this fire started real quick using one of those Duraflame fire starters, and those just light up perfectly every single time and right off the bat. So today I'm using my S&S Kettle grill. This is really my favorite grill for doing low and slow. It's a lot easier to manage whether you have the ThermalWorks billows or not. I'm going to be using the billows today just because I am also working today and getting some real estate work done for mine and my husband's business. So I'm going to set that up. I'm going to have this going. I've got some pecan wood today. I've got some nice big pecan chunks, B&B brand, and my usual briquettes down in here. And we'll get this all lit, let this burn down a lot to where it's nice and smoldering and everything. And then we'll be ready to bring our turkey breast out here and get it on to smoke. Okay, so the S&S is all ready to go. Got the fire temperature right where I want it. And I've got my turkey breast out. We can already see some of the juices coming out nicely. Now what I'm going to try, they tell me this works. I dissolved a little bit of baking soda in some water. This is just barely half a teaspoon because I only have a small, barely 5-pound turkey breast here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to brush it on the skin. Brush, brush, brush all over. And we'll see, this supposedly helps it crisp up. Now I've tried the baking powder thing. I've heard about that too, and you mix it up in a bag with some seasonings, and then you throw your chicken in there, like I did some wings like that, and coated it all over, shook it around. All I could taste was baking powder when I did it like that, and it didn't even really seem to crisp up the skin that much. And then others say to just take a little bit of the baking powder and just lightly sprinkle it over your chicken or your wings, and tried that one too. Same thing. All I could taste was baking powder, no matter how much seasonings I put on it. So we're going to try the baking soda thing. I'm hearing from the Arm & Hammer people themselves that if you dissolve it in a little water and just use about 1% ratio of baking soda to your weight of your meat, that it should be just right, and dissolve it in some water. Now I'm just adding a little more black pepper because I do like a good peppery turkey breast, and it didn't quite look peppery enough to me. So now I am ready to get this going. My flame is coming up, so I got to be careful here. There we go. Now I am going to just put my meat probe in. I have it here somewhere. I'll get that into my meat, and we'll keep an eye on it as it's cooking. Won't have to do a whole lot with my fire management. I've got my billows installed in the smoke hole that comes on the S&S kettle grill, and then I just need to manage the fire a little bit, maybe with the, I'm gonna close this, with my top exhaust vent. I almost said intake. The intake is the bottom one, and I've got the intake closed down completely because I have the billows in. So we'll be back in a little bit. Hopefully this skin will be crispy and our turkey breast will be nice and tasty. Okay, so our turkey breast says it is ready. Temperature is spot on, around that 165 mark. And pull out my temperature probe. When I punctured it with the Thermapen, just to make sure the temperature was where I wanted it, the skin sounded like it snapped a little, like it got crispy. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna put this in my pan over here, and I'm gonna take this inside, tent it with foil, and let it sit just about 20 minutes. And then I'll bring in my favorite taster, and we'll check out this skin and see if it got crispy. So we are ready to cut into this turkey breast. Check out this skin, see if our baking soda experiment worked. I'll let my favorite taster come in here, and we will taste test a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's sure running. The juices are running.
It smells great.
Okay. Here, bring your plate over here.
Yes.
I'll get you some.
Oh, wow.
Do you want the end here?
Please. All right. Now, this is the first time you've smoked turkey breast at home, is
just
that right?
The breast.
Just the breast.
Yeah, I've done
I have food with my
the
salt.
whole turkey, whole bird, full bird for Thanksgiving. And I like that dry brine. Last time I did a full bird, and when I used the dry brine, I started cutting into it, and the juice started squirting out at me. I couldn't believe it. Remember I had to yell for you to run and get some towels because it was running all down the counter.
It was crazy.
Crazy.
Oh, man.
How's the skin? Is it bite through?
Oh, the skin is definitely bite through. The flavor is off the chart.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. This is amazing.
Some nice little fat here. The
Crazy
skin
good.
Didn't get super crispy right there.
I'm never disappointed with your cooking, baby doll. Wow. Juicy.
I took a big bite. Smoked turkey is one of my favorites.
I was afraid it was going to be dry.
You're afraid it was going to be dry?
Well, just because.
Since it was just the breast?
Since it's just the breast, first time you ever did it. Oh, I'm getting a
Oh,
little
good.
bit of a zing. I mean, in a good way. What is that?
Probably the pepper.
The pepper? Just the pepper?
I put a little extra pepper on before I put it on out on the grill. You weren't here for that. You were out.
Oh.
And because I love a peppery turkey breast. And I think I
Wow.
should have really left the poultry seasoning off and just done a whole bunch of
Yep.
pepper because I love that when it's nice and
Yeah.
peppery, spicy like that. Yeah, smoked turkey breast is the best.
Yes. So that end piece was drier, but not dry. But
The
that
very
second
end?
slice, yeah, the very end. That second slice, I mean, man, you just push down on it, you see them juices flowing.
That end might have been a little more towards the fire too. I don't know. But no, it's been, whatever
No
I've
complaint.
had has been juicy and nice and peppery. Like I like it.
It's still moist, but this is moister. This other piece,
Moister.
if that's a word.
The juices were running clear when you cook them.
This
that was
is
the main
awesome.
thing.
No complaints here.
165 for the done temperature for breast. Cooked it at around 225. Tried to keep it right around there. I like cooking full birds at like 250 when it's all got all the bones and everything. Although I usually spatchcock it, which is lots of fun.
Yes.
And you always have to help with that.
Yes, I do.
Because I don't have the wrist strength to really cut through that spine. But
That's
anyway,
quite a bit of work.
We'll do that coming up soon too to get ready for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So, tastes good.
Boy.
Turkey breast down the S&S Kettle grill.
Amazing.
I love it for smoking.
Yes.
So, thank you so much for watching. Give us a like and a subscribe, and we will see you next time. I'm gonna get back to eating.
Amazing.
And it's nice and tender.
That is good.